Hi, everyone. My name's Autumn, and I work to tell the amazing stories of our students and alumni here at James Madison High School. Today, I'm talking with our Graduate of the Year winner, Lovelee Henderson. Welcome, Lovelee.
Hi, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Lovelee, congratulations. First off, this is amazing. We're so excited for you over here at JMHS. I want to ask you, how does it feel to be our Graduate of the Year?
Oh man, it's so hard to put it how I feel into words because I feel so honored and I'm so grateful to be able to represent my school and so appreciative for this opportunity.
Absolutely. And we're so grateful that you're representing the school. I feel like you have such an amazing story. You put in a lot of hard work. So I'm excited to get started. How did you celebrate the news of becoming our Graduate of the Year?
Well, last Friday, me and a few friends went out to celebrate together on the water. We got some dinner together, and my parents actually surprised me with some gifts. So it was really amazing.
That's great. That's so exciting. And that sounds like a really fun time. Why do you feel like this was such an honor for you, Lovelee?
Well, it's such an honor for me because in all my years of high school, I never expected to be given this opportunity. And it was really a huge surprise to me. Even when I was recording for the podcast and receiving like all the information about it, I was still just thinking to myself, wow, it's so amazing to be like one of the finalists. I never thought I would actually be able to be the actual graduate of the year. So it took me by surprise, totally.
Yeah, it was a good surprise, though. Very exciting. And you did amazing on the podcast. And like I mentioned, you just are a really great voice for the students. You have, some incredible background. So we're definitely proud of you. Lovelee, what obstacles did you overcome to get here?
Well, I think everyone can relate. This pandemic has been a major obstacle for me and for probably all the other students. And then a few losses of family that really affected me as well. But I feel like in an odd way, it also pushed me farther. It made me want to work harder for school because the pandemic really taught me just how fragile life really is. So it made me want to do my very best at everything.
Absolutely, absolutely. And how do you feel about yourself now?
I'm so proud of myself, and it's still really surreal to me. Like I'm still trying to like actually come to terms with the fact I'm the graduate of the year.
Yeah, and you definitely should be proud. So, Lovelee, I want to talk about your path at James Madison High School. What were you up to before enrolling, and what made you take the first step to enroll?
Well, I was just doing my middle school, nothing too fancy. What made me want to enroll was one of my biggest wishes that I really wanted with my next school was I wanted to be challenged because I felt like the previous schools I was in, they didn't really push me as far as I thought I could be. So that's what appealed to me about James Madison, the challenge that it was. It wasn't too overly difficult, but for me, I was really thankful for the challenge.
Absolutely. And you did mention in the podcast, anyway, that you were homeschooled, you did online school throughout middle school. How do you think that compared to James Madison?
It felt definitely different in a way because previously with homeschool, I would have my mom help me out with a lot of stuff, but now it was really more so just me and the teachers, which I actually really appreciated because it just felt more what's the word? Just it felt more professional that way.
Yeah, absolutely. What helped you succeed in your coursework? Was it friends, family? I know you mentioned instructors helped push you along. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yes, definitely the instructors. They help me out a lot because I tend to ask a lot of questions by nature. So when I had the instructors, they were able to answer all my bizarre questions, even the ones that didn't necessarily have anything to do with what I was learning at the time.
Yeah, and what did earning an education at your own pace mean to you? I believe you graduated early, so can you talk a little bit about that?
It really was an honor, like I mentioned. Not many other students have the ability to graduate early. Not only that, but it also helped me with my mental health because I was able to take frequent breaks so I wouldn't become overwhelmed. So that's what learning and education through James Madison meant to me.
That's great. Yeah. And were you able to take advantage of, any extracurricular activities, hobbies you maybe wouldn't been able to do if you were in a traditional school setting?
Definitely. Some of my hobbies now and before I graduated include reading, writing, and piano. So I was really thankful that I was able to keep up with all those hobbies.
Absolutely. And can you tell me, Lovely, how did education open the door for you for future possibilities? What are you up to now, and where are you taking this, your high school diploma?
Yes, it helped out a lot for me. When I was still in, I believe, 10th grade, I was able to begin college, which is helping me now that I'm graduated. It's less work for me, so I can get into my career earlier.
And can you tell us, where are you going to college and what are you majoring in?
I am going to CCBC, which is the Community College of Baltimore County, and I'm going to be majoring in nursing.
That's so exciting. We're so excited for you.
Thank you so much.
Of course. And where do you hope this Graduate of the Year honor will take you?
I hope it will open up more doors for me career-wise so that people can know that I'm serious despite being young. And I hope it helps all the other women and the women of color who might be living in the shadows, so to speak.
I love that. I love that so much. And Lovely, I want to talk about your student experience because online learning, maybe some people listening think it's one thing and it could be, totally different. So can you tell me, how was your experience navigating our student portal? And can you explain to listeners a little bit about that?
So for me with the student portal, I was able to connect with other online users. I was able to connect with my teachers, and I was also able to keep all my files and things all in one place. So it helped me to stay organized for one and make more connections to help me out throughout my learning.
Absolutely. So it sounds like you utilize the student community a bit. Can you tell us how the student community was and maybe any motivation or support you found in there? A little bit about that.
Yes, definitely. There was so much support in this community because it was other people who were just like me or people who had recently graduated. So they helped me to really just stay on the right track and not get sidetracked and distracted.
Absolutely. Definitely helpful as an online learner. Might seem like you're learning alone, but you're not. There's so many, students out there just like you pushing towards their goals.
Definitely.
So you mentioned taking some notes and using the portal for that. Can you explain maybe some of the functions in there? How did you take notes on there and study, and how did the student portal help you with that?
Definitely. I love taking notes because I love writing. So I definitely utilize the student portal, especially the feature where you could use your own digital notebook. That helped me so much. And it was all in one place. So then when I would have to do exams or write essays, it was just right there for me. So it was perfect.
Yeah, all in one spot. Can you tell me, how did the student portal help you track your studies? I know there's the progress bar on there. Can you tell me if that motivated you, made you work towards the ultimate goal of graduating?
Definitely. The student portal helped me to really stay on track. As I mentioned, I can be a little bit of a procrastinator. So the progress reports really, they really made me focus more on my work to make sure I was on track and not behind at all.
Yeah, but yeah, absolutely. And that's great. It's a great motivator, and I'm sure a little makes it a little stressful at the same time, but at least it kept you on track and kept you going. So what are some tips for students and tips for success for online students at James Madison High School? Anything you can share?
My only advice is make sure you do well with time management. Don't procrastinate like I did sometimes. It just adds to your stress, really. But if you keep everything right on track, you'll do perfectly fine with James Madison. Because like I mentioned, there's so many other resources to help you.
And you mentioned before talking with instructors and contacting them. How did you get in touch with them? And how was your interactions with them?
I would say my interactions were always pleasant. I tend to email them with more of my work questions and things, but I would also join the video chats just to make sure I was up to date with the things that I was learning and not out of the loop.
Yeah, absolutely. That's so important. And how did you, stay motivated in your studies? Do you have any motivation tips, when you were finding yourself procrastinating or kind of lacking the motivation to continue?
Definitely. My motivational tips are definitely take advantage of other people who are already at the place that you want to be and look up to them. Ask them questions about how they got to the point where they are, and that'll help you to start the courage to get to where you want to be as well.
Yeah, that's so true. I love that. So Lovely, I want you to think back to how you felt when you first enrolled to where you are now as our graduate of the year. What would you say to students who may be feeling how you felt back then when you were first starting?
I would definitely say to them, don't take everything so seriously, because I tend to be one of those people who gets one bad grade and it's like a failure, but it really isn't is a failure at all. All it takes is learning from your mistakes and growing. That's all I would recommend for my new students out there.
That's some great advice. And Lovely, what was your favorite thing about James Madison High School?
My favorite thing, that's hard to narrow down to just one, but I would definitely say the teachers. The teachers supported me through a lot, especially my 12th grade English teacher, Miss Thompson. She helped me out a lot.
That's great. I'm glad you were able to find such great teachers and such great support while progressing through your studies. And Lovely, I want to wrap it up and ask you one final question. How does it feel to be a James Madison High School graduate?
It feels amazing because now I know that the things that I learned are valuable for life and it's recognized everywhere. And I'm just so thankful for the opportunity.
That's great. Lovely. Thank you so much. And congratulations again on being our graduate of the year.
Thank you so much.